Now, I love World of Warcraft. It's my favourite ever game. But I've levelled, raided, and quit more times than I can possibly count. Recently, I've played a bit of Classic. Dipping in, dipping out. That's perfectly fine, but retail, it's just never been there for us. But now I feel like with the War Within, Blizzard have actively working on some of the stuff that I lost interest in. With Shadowlands, the lore was completely butchered. Dragonfight made some solid improvements to that, and apparently with the War Within, that has kept on going. We are less cosmic. That is good. So I feel the best course of action here is to start fresh. A clean slate, a fresh mindset. Create a new character, one that I'm attached to, one that I like. And dive into Azeroth and see what the world has for me now. So with starting fresh, there is one thing to consider. The leveling journey, as we all know in retail World of Warcraft, is painful. Exile's Reach gets you started as a new player fine, but then you're thrown into the deep end. Or in my case, whatever starting zone you get is fine. Then it gets chaotic as soon as you hit level 10 and you don't know where you're going. We're going to try. It's been 2 expansions since I've leveled fresh. We'll see if there's any improvements Blizzard have made since then. And if not, just going to smash some dungeons, I guess. So, this is episode 1 of seeing if I can find my love for retail World of Warcraft again. And let's see if the War Within can pull me back in. The adventure begins with a character creation. We have so many allied races now. I was not aware of how many we had now, as those are the new fellas. But I'm feeling Dwarf. Lightforged and I do look sick though. But Dwarf is what I've been playing in Classic. Dwarf's always been my favourite race, but I've always played Horde. Drakthir got a lot going on now. I've always played Horde because that's what my friends played. But now we have cross-faction everything. We're going Dwarf, specifically Dwarf Warrior. Mage has been what I've played the most of. I've played most classes, but I feel like now is a good time to go Big Zug and play a Dwarf Warrior. Now what I need is a character that I can vibe with. Something that's gonna pull us back in. And there is nothing cooler than a Dwarf. Let's be real. On Classic, I have played Dwarf pretty much every single time I've leveled. On Hardcore, on Normal Classic, on Private Servers, we don't talk about those. Everything's always been a Dwarf. They're just the coolest race. And I've been having a lot of vibes and a lot of lore sort of vibes and just being a big raid boss of a unit. Big tank, sword and board, big prot warrior feels like the correct play here. Obviously, there's other options, but I'm going to go for prot warrior. You can basically have every class race combo in the game now. I do miss the fact that you had a bit more of a theme. Certain races could only be certain classes, but I do get the fact that that's changed. But even still, I'm a warrior. That could have been anything. I don't need Exile's Reach. This is not my first rodeo. We'll do Cold Ridge Valley. And there we have it. There is Spenk. And Spenk's journey into Azeroth begins now. Now I'm excited for Cold Ridge Valley. I've played this many times on Classic. It's interesting to see how Cold Ridge Valley plays out in retail versus the Classic version, which has obviously been the same for 20 plus years. So this way I can see what's actually changed and how it is. Now with starting fresh as well, we do sort of alleviate the problem of being overwhelmed. If you buy a boost, which I did not want to give Blizzard £40 for, you start in with a 70 or 80, I don't know what they've done, I'm assuming 70. And you just get overwhelmed and bombarded with, here's all your abilities, here's all your talent points, figure it out, and then you end up going straight to Wowhead and just copy and paste them from Wowhead. Leveling allows me to grow with my character. I can see how it is for a real player or a newer player, gradually getting their abilities, getting their talent points, and changing my character to what I want to be. So that is why we are here, killing Rockjaws. So Spenk has made it to level 5, and at this point we're gaining an ability every level, give or take. So the character's starting to develop. It's not overwhelming for me. I think as a new player you'd be fine. I've now got a few different abilities that you can use at different stages of the fight, which is good. This is fun. I currently feel like the most powerful man in the world. Things die so fast. Now with this though, I currently feel like the most powerful man in the world. Things die so fast. Now I get it. This is new player friendly. But new players have Exile's Reach and this is the normal one. Everything dies in about 2 or 3 hits and I take 0 damage. Victory Rush is meant to heal me, but I never need to heal. I'm not taking damage. But it is what it is. That's just how it works now. But everything feels incredible. Like, I'm still having a great time. I don't need to take damage. This is still fun. You're a tall one. I love that. I love that the gnome is calling me tall. Because I'm a unit. I've got weapon upgrades. Admittedly, I bought a weapon before, so I didn't need this. But, you know, we're getting some character development. We're still good. So I think this fella is about to send me into that cave with the troll that kills everyone in Classic. So, quite excited to see what that feels like on retail. I imagine I'm just going to blast and one-shot it. But either way, bit of nostalgia hit. Well, there he is. There's the big lad. Yep, that was correct. I've killed him in a couple of hits. My poor guy. Look at how they massacred my boy. We'll progress to level 7 on to the next zone, and we need to keep the RP going. Get some professions. Well, I'm a dwarf, so what's more RP for a dwarf than mining and blacksmithing? Turns out this fella just gives you all the professions rather than having a profession trainer for each one. That's kind of cool, to be fair. So we're going mining and blacksmithing. Obviously, not really going to do much mining and blacksmithing at this point until, we actually get the war within. But even still, big dwarf, got me pickaxe, got me blacksmith hammer, gonna get some ore, I'm gonna make some cool stuff, eventually. So in Dragonflight, I was not a big fan of the crafting professions and how they changed the whole profession system. The leveling felt like if you were not maxing everything on day one and you were grinding and grinding on your profession, you'd fall behind. Nobody would want your crafting all this because somebody can always do it much better than you with higher stars or whatever it was. That might have changed since then, it might not have. But even still, we're going to go for the RP professions. I can just craft cool stuff for myself. If I'm not min-maxing and pushing massive keys, I don't need the best gear. But we can still make myself some cool gear. I am going to kill that big thing. It's massive. How much health? 100, it's only got 112 health. So I think that... Does that mean elite? What does this mean? Is that rare? Can I bring it back? Because I want it. I don't like that. Now, I don't know if that's just rares. Apparently, you can't change this. If rare elites are different, I don't really know. Feels a bit weird not having a nice, shiny silver dragon, but I imagine there's an add-on that brings them back, or there is a feature somewhere and I've just not found it. But anyway, rare killed. We Hearthstone out.
Can I help you?
So, we're at level 10. It's party time now. Now, things to consider here. I've just gained 3 abilities. We've just got Battle Shout, Heroic Throw, and Execute. And loads of stuff's now popped up on my screen telling us the Dragon Isles awaits. It's auto-accepted the quest, which basically means go do Dragonflight now. But you know what else that means? Spank's got professions and dungeons. I can do all the Dragonflight dungeons now. I can do all the Time Walking dungeons now. So we have options. I'm not going to do the Dragonflight dungeons again. I've done them already. I've played the game. I can't be bothered. I hated most of them anyway. But now we have professions. Now, I was saying before in the character creation, we're a dwarf warrior. And I've been going through going, I want to be a tank. I was getting classic urges to be a tank. We're going to go sword and board. And we're going to be an absolute raid boss. So obviously I've seen this before. This was like this in Dragonflight as far as I'm aware. Not too crazy at the minute, obviously. You have 1 talent point. Depending on how fast you level, though, this could accelerate massively. I know dungeons are going to give you 2 or 3 levels out to go, which means you've got a lot to take in. But generally, it's fine. And I know once you get the war within, you get your sort of role, law-friendly one. Warriors get some pretty cool stuff in Mountain Thane, I believe it is. Something similar to that. So either way, pretty exciting. Going to become a raid boss. We rocking. The dragon riding's available everywhere, and I forgot about that, and that was cool. So we are now here. There is Rathian. There is Tyrellian. And that thing. What the fuck is... What is it? Toddy Whiskers. What is it? Rathian, tell us what I'm doing, mate.
Here is the hero I spoke of.
So I've done all this before. So what I'm going to try and do is just get my ass to the Dragon Isles now and get the party started. I'm going to skip this. I don't need any of you, Rathian. We're going to the Dragon Isles now. But first, I need to go to the trading post and see if there's any mounts. What we got? Oh, 1,625 tendies. And what have you got on offer? Is there a mount? Oh, there's a mount. Let's go. Mount. I just buy mounts. That's the only thing I ever buy. Fuck off. Absolutely in the bin with that. Horrendous. There we have it, sports fans. Spenk has made his way to the Dragon Isles. Now, I have done this before, as I have said. What we're going to try and do is do it again, do some questing, see how it pans out, see if I like it, see if I don't like it. Now, benefit I've got is, I'm a tank. If the question sucks, we are going to do some time walking dungeons, and we are going to smash the time walking dungeons until I am 68 or 70, whenever the War Within starts. But for now, we shall quest. Right, well, we've done some quests, and I'll be honest, it's not great. Like, I kill things in a couple of hits still, everything feels disjointed, it lets you go wherever, obviously that's kind of it. So I think, yeah, we're going to do some time walking dungeons, going to mix some quests in there as well. We're going to smash some dungeons and see how this feels. Because, let's be honest, dungeons are great fun. So, we're going to tank. So there we have it. There is episode 1 of me finding my love for retail World of Warcraft again. It has taken me from level 1 to level 10 in Coldridge Valley. We have now entered the Dragon Isles. Very quickly I found out that the questing was still a bit messy. Everything just dies in a couple of hits. It's not very exciting. So, I've came back at the perfect time though, because it's time walking season. Which means we're going to smash some time walking dungeons, see how that feels, see how my character develops. So if you want to see me finding my love live, I will be streaming on YouTube and on Twitch. The link for Twitch will be in the description below, so please do stop by. So episode 2 will be progressing from level 10 up to God knows what level. Depends how many time walking dungeons I end up doing and how fast they take. But we will eventually be getting to the War Within. So if you've had any issues like this falling out of love with World of Warcraft, let me know about it. How did you get back into the game? Or did you just give up? Or are you a classic Andy now? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.